game starts now.
Welcome to Newswatch 12 Weekend. I'm Kyle Pazorski. We start locally tonight, where earlier today, the Music in the Bowl concert took place at Town Line Lake Park, just west of Rhinelander. The concert featured David Walters and the Old Pine Road Band. This musical event was designed to act as a fundraiser for the Friends of Town Line Lake to raise money to expand the park.
We're raising money for an ADA compliant combination fishing pier kayak launch, and the kayak launch would be the first of its kind in Oneida County.
So far, the Friends of Town Line Lake have raised over $20,000 going towards the new launch, and people at the event were able to donate by either getting a hot dog, brat lunch, or by simply donating straight to the organization.
I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better fall day. The weather is fantastic. It turned out to be spectacular here. The best thing I like about today is that the parking lot is probably full, more full than it's been in more than a decade.
While the event is over, many fundraisers are planned for the future in hopes of raising the $45,000 needed for the new launch. The 42nd Midwest Muskie Classic came to an end today in Phelps. In total, 180 anglers entered in this year's event, making it the most ever in the tournament's history. At Wavering Park, an award ceremony was held to celebrate the anglers' hard work this weekend. Laura Bull, the executive director of the Phelps Chamber of Commerce, says this event is great for the community.
This is really good for Phelps. All of our lodging gets booked up. Our businesses get patronized all week on all of our bars and restaurants. These guys are all over town buying bait, filling up with gas, their boats. They're using our natural resources. This is great for our area.
19 fish were caught this weekend, with the biggest catch being caught on Friday at North Twin Lake, which was 48 1/4 inch. That fish was caught by Dave Klingenmeyer, who ended up winning the tournament. He says fishing is all about having fun and enjoying the nature.
You know, fishing is just great in itself. You know, if you catch a fish, that's icing on the cake. You know, just getting out and enjoying the nature, the beauty of the lakes, that's what it's all about. If you catch a fish, wonderful. If you don't, you know, I have low expectations. I don't expect to catch anything, but if you do, that's icing on the cake.
Klingenmeyer said he couldn't have caught the muskie without the help of his buddies. He plans to split the prize money he received with his crew. Next year's competition will be held on October 6th. Taking a look now at today's Packers versus New England Patriots game. The Packers going in with a 2-1 record. Sports Watch 12's Serenity Douglas and Saul Munner report from Lambeau Field about what they saw from Rodgers and LaFleur versus the Bill Belichick-led Patriots.
The Packers were back in action today, taking on the New England Patriots. And after a rough start to the season for Green Bay, they look to get back on track after a big Sunday night win against the Bears, and then the GOAT a week later in Tampa Bay. So this is a big game for the Packers because the Vikings, the team leading the division, won today, making them 3-1 on the year. So if the Packers want to stay in contention for the NFC North, they had to win today. Big storyline of this game was injuries for both teams. All-Pro cornerback Jair Alexander was inactive for this game, and safety Adrian Amos left the game with a concussion, so the Packers secondary needed to step up.
Now for the Patriots, starting quarterback Mac Jones was inactive for this game, so Brian Hoyer started. Then he left the game with a head injury, so rookie Bailey Zappi had to fill in.
The injury bug plagued both teams, but the Packers were able to overcome it and win it in overtime 27-24.
No Jair, no problem. The defense looked solid. Rashawn Gary put the team on his back and was all over the QBs during that game.
On the offensive side, Christian Watson got hit the first NFL touchdown of his career in the second quarter off of a jet sweep run to give the Packers a 7-3 lead.
Stay tuned because we'll have some highlights and a full game recap later on in the show.
And meteorologist Conrad Sapinski joins us now for a first glance at the forecast. And Conrad, I don't know, I wasn't at the game today, but it looked like pretty good weather all is told today, right?
Yeah, exactly, Kyle. It was beautiful outside. Right now, temperatures are starting to cool down. A couple of 30s actually showing up there closer to the UP, but still decent temperatures closer to Rhinelander, coming in at 50 degrees. Bit cooler in Eagle River, 45, but Wausau, check out that temperature still coming in at 54 degrees. Earlier today, though, it was beautiful. Lots of 60s all across, couple of 70s as well. Look at Green Bay, 66 for the game, so it was perfect. 65 in Rhinelander, a little bit warmer in Tomahawk, coming in at 68 degrees, but in general, we were all above average. The next couple of days will be nice and warm. Temperatures in the 60s, a couple of lower 70s at that, especially by Tuesday. But look what happens by Thursday. A cold front comes in and really cools us down and then keeps us in the 40s and 50s. Right now, partly cloudy skies, a couple of showers showing up there in the western part of the state. Most of this is just drizzle and virga, but tonight we'll continue to have temperatures cooling off into the lower 40s. Kyle?
Thank you, Conrad. Taking a somber look now at the annual Remember My Name Candlelight Vigil, which took place Saturday night, bringing together community members to honor victims of domestic violence. A few dozen area residents gathered at the Oneida County Courthouse, reading the names of 63 victims of domestic violence across Wisconsin of last year. This is what Shelley Holmes, the executive director for the Tri-County Council on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault, had to say.
It's for remembrance, but it's also to raise awareness. That's the main thing, especially in October. We want to raise awareness so that people know that domestic violence happens everywhere.
October is, of course, National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which was first declared back in 1987. The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence says the effort was launched as a way to connect and unite individuals and organizations working on domestic violence issues while raising awareness for those issues. Over the weekend, Eagle River played host to the 43rd annual Cranberry Fest. Many people came out to the event to enjoy a cranberry breakfast or even in the morning, plus an arts and crafts sale and farmers market, which took place in downtown. Some even toured a few of the nearby cranberry marshes. Our cameras stopped by on Saturday during the favorable weather, of which many said resulted in one of the best turnouts in recent history.
This has been a fantastic year, much better than floods and sleet and hail and snow and high winds. So happy that we're having a beautiful festival today.
Cranberry Fest brings in anywhere between 30 to 40,000 people each year, making it one of the largest events in Eagle River. A few national headlines to get to now, including a plane crash in Minnesota and members of the Fort Myers Church coming together and a popular event returning to New Mexico. Newswatch host Muhammad Abdul Kawi joins us for a look at all that's happened outside the Northwoods. Tonight, Muhammad.
3 people died when a small plane crashed into a northern Minnesota home overnight. You can see a huge gouge in the second floor of the home caused by the plane's impact. Authorities say that Cessna 172 came to the rest in the backyard in Hermantown. 2 people inside the home were not hurt. The crash scene is about 1.5 miles from Duluth's airport. The victims on the plane, 2 men and a woman, have not been identified. Members of a Fort Myers church came together today to worship and support each other in the aftermath of Hurricane Ian, gathering at First Christian Church of Fort Myers for an outdoor service to worship and pray and begin to heal.
I love the people here at this church, and I knew being with them would uplift me to the point where I could stop being so afraid.
Members here lost their homes and history, but they are gaining strength from each other. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has prepared its largest search and rescue operation in the wake of Hurricane Ian's destruction over Florida. Over 1,100 rescues have been made since the storm struck, according to Governor Ron DeSantis. One of the most spectacular events in the Southwest is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Hundreds of colorful balloons filled the sky Saturday morning at Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. The weather at Balloon Fiesta Park was perfect for the mass ascension of the weekend. Fiesta organizers say they hope to break the world record for the largest balloon glow tonight. The current record of 142 balloons was set in Saudi Arabia earlier this year. Kyle?
Well, thanks, Mohammed. Coming up after the break, Barley Fest wrapped up this weekend, featuring many different drinks for the Merrill community. How did this year's event turn out? Find out after weather when we come back.
Food for Kids needs volunteers for October 22nd. To help, go online or call today.
Dear gas prices, my lineup brings serious savings. We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Get 2.49% APR for 48 months on Toyota's most popular 2022 models. Toyota. Let's go places.
Carl Beletsky brutally shot and decapitated his wife with a large kitchen knife. Mark Ketterhagen shot and killed a young teenage girl and tossed her body in the Fox River.
These are just some of the convicted criminals freed early by Governor Tony Evers' parole commission, 884 in all, including 270 murderers and attempted murderers, 44 child rapists.
Terrence Shaw randomly raped and murdered a mother in her home.
Tony Evers promised voters, quote, "We will not release violent criminals." He lied.
At Lakeside Living Design, we've always got something stylish in store for you. Whether you're looking for high-quality custom upholstery, decorative accessories and gifts, or are designing your space entirely from scratch, you'll have a friendly designer by your side, sharing their expertise, helping you bring your unique style to life. So stop by, explore our showroom, and together we'll make your space feel just like home.
Under Governor Evers, hard-working Wisconsin families are being left behind. We're paying more for food, gas, everything. And Tony Evers tried to make us pay even more, a 20% gas tax increase, doubling the tax on home heating bills. And while Evers puts the squeeze on us, he wanted to give taxpayer-funded benefits to people who refuse to work. He even opposes drug testing welfare recipients. Tony Evers is leaving hard-working Wisconsin families behind.
Dear gas prices, my lineup brings serious savings. We got this. Toyota hybrids.
Get 2.49% APR for 48 months on Toyota's most popular 2022 models. Toyota. Let's go places.
And a foggy start to the morning, but look what happens. Lots of sunshine out there today. It is the weekend. The weather was cooperating. A lot of warm temperatures outside, some sunny weather as well. Hopefully you folks really went out and about and enjoyed your weekend. It's Sunday Night Football. The Packers got a W and we got a win with all these warm temperatures outside. 65 earlier today in Rhinelander, same thing in Eagle River. Land O'Lakes a little bit cooler, but Merrill and Wausau coming in with those mid to upper 60s, so we were warm. Right now we're cooling off. Still some warmer temperatures, especially in the western part of the state. Some mid 50s at that, closer to Ladysmith. Rhinelander 48 degrees at the moment, a little bit cooler. Eagle River 47, but look just to the east. These are 30s. Yes, cooler temperatures are in the state as well. But in general, we are all above average. The next 3 days will actually have above average temperatures. Look at this trend. Tomorrow, 68 degrees. Tuesday, 72, and then one more day of those mid to upper 60s, and bam, look what happens by Thursday. A cold front comes in. That's actually going to be our morning high. Temperatures will continue to drop throughout the day, and then same thing on Friday. Cooler weather sticking around. Then the weekend, still below average, but hey, at least some low to mid 50s. Right now, some partly cloudy skies across the state. A little bit of shower action is showing up here in the western part of the state. Most of this is just a drizzle. Some of it is virgo, which is precipitation that is not reaching the ground. For us, we are in the clear. All of this will continue to dissipate and weaken in the area. Not much going on in the United States. For us in the upper Midwest, not much, just a couple of showers actually in South Dakota and North Dakota area. All of this will continue to move up north. So we're in the clear, but look just to the east. New York City, this right here, that's the remnants of Hurricane Ian that battered Florida and South Carolina. Right now, it is just a low pressure system still producing a little bit of rain by the East Coast. No rain here in Wisconsin, and we'll continue to stick around with some dry conditions. A couple of clouds will be lingering the next couple of days, but we are going to be precipitation free. Tonight, we will have some above average temperatures, around 42 degrees with those partly cloudy skies. Pretty calm winds outside, southeast at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, look at that rebound, 68 with partly cloudy skies. So another beautiful day outside, and our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show warm weather sticking around before a cold front comes in and keeps us cool starting Thursday in the 40s and 50s. Kyle?
Thank you, Conrad. One of the many events happening in Merrill this weekend was the beloved Barley Fest, where craft breweries as well as a few wineries gathered to connect with interested taste testers. The event has grown to include a competition for the best beer